Welcome to my stream. I'm going to do a quick video here on my Demon Hunter build, and I'm going to show you what I was using and how it became too squishy and the items that I'm changing actually to make it viable again. So let me tab back into the game. So what I had was this is a two-handed bow build because I got a Wind Force. Was like the first item I got when I first hit 70. And so I got the Wind Force. I had to reroll quite a few times to actually get the socket in it, but it's been the best bow that I've been able to find. I did find a Danetta's Revenge, but it's still not got a socket. I still need to reroll it a bunch more times to probably get one. I have not had any good luck, and I don't remember what the stat I was rerolling was, but so it's going to be lower DPS than that once I reroll that to get a socket. So it's sad that I'm rerolling the damage to get a socket. It didn't come with damage, and it's sad that it came with cold instead of like fire damage or something. So I don't know what you can get those primary stats to be. I haven't looked too much into it. I think I've seen them as fire. I did get whatever this thing is called, but it's just not right now. Not better damage, and not with this build that I'm using as good as having a quiver, and I got a pretty decent quiver, which yeah, and Tangling Shot is boosted on it, and so this is a two-hander build specifically, but it's, as you can see, at this point my DPS is 1.3 million, but my toughness is 2 million, and it's just too low. I get one shot by almost everything. I'm in Torment 3 pretty fairly consistently most of the time, getting owned by anything that drops on me. Now I have the Spalders of Zakara with the remove, or your items become indestructible, which I think has saved me probably a lot of money because I die a lot playing this way, but I have recently got some newer items, and so I do lose a bit of damage. I am using just a yellow trifecta necklace, which I have switched out now for this Eye of Etlich, which has 20% fire damage, and then I've rerolled it to Vitality, and it has all resist and life per hit, which has been really nice for survivability, and then the reduced damage from ranged attacks has helped me have a little bit more survivability as well. So you can see with that I gain a lot of toughness, a lot of healing, but I lose about 31% damage, which is even more if I look at it the other way around. It's 45% damage to switch back to that. So that drops me down from the 1.3 million to 900,000, and then puts me up a million toughness, just that one item. So, and a lot of healing. How much healing was that? 1300 healing to 1800 healing. So that's big. And then I have the Avarice Band and the Aloric Signet that are like damage, attack speed, dexterity, crit, dexterity, vitality, attack speed, crit. So I was using those, but I recently got the Natalia's Ring with dex, vitality, attack speed, but that set bonus with my boots that I've had forever, I finally get the set bonus for that. So that keeps me around 920 mil, or 920k. Gives me a little bit more toughness, I think. And then I have the other Stone of Jordan that I switch out for the Leorix, which has fire damage, dexterity, crit damage 41, and then damage against elites. I got a 30% roll on that, which is perfect damage against elites. So it's sad I haven't got the 20% fire damage on that, but this gives me another chunk of fire damage with the necklace there, and with the Andril's visage, however you say that, and my strong arm bracers are fire damage, dexterity, vitality, crit. So I'm running quite the fire damage build at that point, and about 848k damage and 3,300,000 toughness, or yeah, 3.3 million toughness. So that's where I'm at gear-wise, which is a little bit less. But then I've also just got the Marauder's Shoulders and Helm, which I'm actually going to use now because they actually will give me a little bit more of a toughness boost, especially the helmet, gives me a lot because of the socket in it. So it's sad to change out from that helmet, but my damage actually stays pretty close. I'm at 850, so I went up 2,000, but I gained a huge amount of toughness. Lost a little bit in healing, I think, from one of these. Not sure what. No, it was one of the rings. But so that's where my gear's at. If you guys are still at this point running a two-hander bow, this might be something you might look at for a build, using Entangling Shot and Cluster Arrow loaded for bear. Justice is Served gives you the extra hatred, so you have to have the hatred builder in this build still. And then I'm just using Vengeance. I actually have changed that out to use sentries for solo farming, but for this build specifically, it is going to be the Vengeance build. So you can see the skills are Entangling Shot and Cluster Arrow, and then I'm using Tumble on Vault so that I can use it, a little bit more often, about a third more often. And then I'm using Smokescreen for the free health back every time I use it, which I end up running out of discipline pretty fast if I'm really trying to be mobile and try and fight stuff. I wish I had a little bit more. I could change out a skill for that to get Night Stalker, I think, but it's not quite what I want to do, so I'm using that, and then Vengeance, and then Companion with the Wolf for the Wolf bonus, because that's up, every 30 seconds. It's a good DPS boost. Helps me kill stuff really fast. Then I'm using Archery. With a two-handed bow, it's increasing my damage by 8%. I kind of wish that I had the one-handed crossbows for the 5% critical hit. I don't know if you get it for both. I don't know how that works, but 5% more crit is a little bit better than 8% damage on paper sheet damage, so it would make a difference. But for now, I am using that. It's still a good skill either way. I'm using the two-handed bow. Yeah, I think I'm just using a bow. Yeah, so it's not the two-handed crossbow, which would be different. If you were using a two-handed crossbow, that's probably the only time I'd change that. Even with the crossbow, it'd be worth using. But then we're using steady aim, so as long as there's no enemies within 10 yards, 20% damage. And then ambush, anytime you initiate a fight, you're doing 40% more damage until they're down to 75%. So you get your big burst in, you can one-shot a lot of things with this skill. Combined with that, if you just get your good cluster arrow at the beginning of a fight on pretty much any trash mobs, you can one-shot a lot of stuff in Torment 1 and 2 for sure. Some stuff in Torment 3. And then Call of the Week, which this is for the two-handed build with Entangling Shot, because Entangling Shot slows, and you're going to be using as your hatred generator. Use Call of the Week, increase your damage against slowed enemies. So you throw a couple skills out into a group, the chains go across, slow a bunch of things, and then you use your loaded for bear and you hit stuff. So that's what we're doing right now. That's what the build looks like. The rest of my gear is, alright. It's still, I haven't got too many set stuff, so I just have the two-piece of Marauders, and then I have the two-piece of Natalias on the boots and the ring. And the quiver, the bow, I wish I could get a better one, but I've hardly seen anything close to this one, and this one has been pretty good since right when I got it at like fresh 70. It was like the first bow I got that was just worth re-rolling the sockets on, and so I've had a bunch of other ones that are down in the 2000 DPS and just not worth rolling. Stone and Jordan, kind of a harder thing to get, but once you get a good one, congratulations. I'm using the Gladiator Gauntlets for the trifecta. I want to get Mage Fist, but I just haven't got a good Mage Fist set from Kadala, and no luck. I don't have the best luck with her, I guess. So I am using Strong Arm Bracers, which the secondary on that, enemies hit by knockback suffer 20.9% more damage for 5 seconds when they land. So you hit them with your passive, they get knocked back, and then you hit them with loaded for bear, and they pretty much die. It works really good for trash. Doesn't work so much on elites and stuff, but we are getting another 30% damage from Stone and Jordan for elites, so that kind of balances that out. So your damage on elite packs and trash packs are the same, as long as you're hitting them for knockback and stuff. So it's good. And then yeah, Marauders. I could probably still use the Andurils. I got a pretty good one with fire dex. It's got a high fire damage taken, but it does have cluster arrow with 12%, so it's alright. But you know, I wanted to get a little bit more survivability, so that's what I'm doing. I was too squishy before, and so it was just time to switch something up. So let's jump into the first bounty. I click there randomly and show you a little bit of how to use this in combat. You do gain hatred back, even if you're not hitting stuff with this, so it is a good... Tangling Shot is a good skill for getting hatred back, even if you're not in a fight. You see when I hit a couple things, maybe, you get a chain between them, or not. But, you know, that's all Entangling Shot damage. We can do some cluster on the next pack, and you'll see. And we hit the wolves. And some decent damage there, and I don't have to tumble away. But keep using this to get health back, and hopefully not die. Already more disciplined. Fire damage is not my favorite thing. After that, Indariel's Vice is giving me more damage. I pretty much hate anything with fire damage, but you can see kind of how this works. I normally do Vengeance with the side cannons for the healing, for solo stuff, but this is what I would use for Rift in a group. But with this build, right now I have just enough survivability to kind of outrun kite everything, and that's why I am switching for solo to using... Stop hitting me. To using the Sentry Gun build, which is a little bit different, and I'll show you that in a second. But this is a pretty standard build that you can use as it is here. And so hopefully, if you guys are looking for a build, this is something that'll help you out. Usually there's a chains from hitting multiple things, so I see kind of what that looks like. So that slows them down, that makes me do extra damage. All of them that have that on them. So, as you see, I have completely run out of discipline there, and I can get away. And I didn't hit my health potion in time. But, for the most part, this build's pretty good. I'm getting a little bit of frame drop from recording. I turned up my quality a bit too much, but yeah, it works fairly good. I have not had the best of luck getting one-handed bows, and I have not had the best of luck getting like I haven't got a Cinder Coat yet. I'm still using Black Feather, so you know I don't have the best chest piece. If I got Cinder Coat, it would help me out a lot with the resource cost reduction on Cluster Arrow. It would just be a huge difference. So I'm going to change this real quick to the other skill, Sentry Gun. I'm using the Fire Sentry Gun build, and I changed Call of the Week to Custom Engineering. Now this takes a second to come up, but gives me the extra turret, and then they last longer. And so then when I'm running around like I was in that last fight, you'll see that the you know, Sentry is just killing everything, and I don't have to do much. It's doing pretty decent damage, and I can survive. The reason I'm doing this build is because there's been too many times I just can't outlast things, and I am getting chased by everything, you know, big hordes, and the Sentry Gun is a pretty short cooldown to get more up, and it's pretty handy. And just avoid going in there, but try and find another pack of something over here. With these guys, I'm just going to try and get my sentry out, and then we'll start this. My hatred is too low. Then pop wolves, pop that. I have to stop typing for a second to reflect damage, but yeah, I mean, this has been a working build for me, and I hope it's something that you guys can use. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'd like to get some more videos up. This is my most geared character right now, and so I play it quite a bit for rifting and stuff, but I just don't feel like I ever get anything. So I've been playing the other characters. And that's why I've had the other videos up in the last week. But this is my most geared character right now, and it is the only one that's not really using anything yellow unless I want to use that other necklace for the trifecta. But it's good. It's a lot of fun. I think it's a little bit more fun than I heard that like level 60 vanilla Demon Hunter was just like super squishy and just not that fun. And this is a lot of fun. I mean, it's a very mobile character, and I don't have the Vendetta or Venettas, whatever they're called, which make your tumble different and use hatred instead. And that build is a little bit different, but that's one-handers instead of a two-hander. This is definitely a solid two-hander build. You know, and you see some pretty big numbers with this. So, I recommend using this if you are stuck using a two-hander. I know a lot of people end up with the dual one-hand crossbows, so congratulations when you get that stuff, but I just have not had the luck. The anniversary buff is going on, so there is increased legendary stuff, which is, I think, how I ended up getting both the Marauder pieces, because I hadn't got any of those in a long amount of hours playing, and finally got two of them like in a rift and a half apart from each other. So it was cool to finally get set pieces, so I can work towards that, because that is the next stage of gearing up. At this point, I had too much of a glass cannon build, and it just wasn't working anymore for me. Like, it was really good it's really good for clearing Torment 1 rifts, but it's just not any good for doing Torment 3. Got kicked out of like 1 or 2 parties just because I died so much, which I wasn't so worried because I had the shoulders that, you know, made it so I didn't have repair bills, so I didn't care. But, you know, it is time that you're dead and not fighting, and it makes the group feel like they're going a little slower. And so trying to play with a little bit more survivability, which you do lose a little bit of the damage on the paper, but I feel like because you're fighting more, it's worth it. So recommend that you guys do look into getting something with a little bit of life per hit and vitality and all resist. My all resist is still really low. You know, my stats are pretty low, but you know, I have enough now that I can survive Torment 3, especially in a group, really easy. I could do a little bit in Torment 4 in a group, as long as no one cares if I do die when I die. Because I do get hit pretty hard because of the all resist, lack of all resist. So anyways, I'm going to finish this pack off, and then I'm going to stop the video. But thank you guys for watching. I've seen a good peek in my Diablo videos viewership, so there will probably be more of them as I figure out what I want to show or what I can put into a video that's worth watching. So there might be some more streams if I get a good day where I have a couple hours to just play around. And then if I can get some more ideas for like good videos like how to play whatever class, I will try and get those up. So thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna cut this, and thanks again. Really appreciate all the views and all the shares, all the tweets that I've been getting when I've been streaming and stuff. It's very appreciated. So have a good day, have a good week, good luck hunting.